Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome to Myteam episode 1 on the F1 22 game. We had Myteam episode 0 the other day, and today we have a proper Myteam upload. The first race is here, and you can see we're skipping through the typical stuff, checking out if we can get any more upgrades. But actually, we can't. I mean, we can, but we cannot get them on time. You cannot rush them unless you have, I think, facility 2. So it will take some time to actually get our car up to grip. And we are starting right off with the practice programs. I will just show you that I finished them. So the track acclimatization, there's a new page where you can analyze stuff. This is the race strategy, same thing here. And I also show you the setup. This is from my, actually the setup that I'm gonna use on Silverstone, on our Silverstone track guide. Just used that here and a little bit of adjustment. That is the tire management program, and here you can see the points we have gained. And of course we are doing a full quali like I mentioned. So we are gonna try and qualify into Q3. We are the 4th worst team on the grid, so it's not very likely. And it was a really struggle to get the tires up to temperature. That was the first experience. And our first lap didn't look so well. We were actually, I think, 4 tenths behind our teammate. Let's listen to it.
They're in 19th place. Okay, so their best lap time is a 1 minute 28.9.
Yes. And we needed to manage to get a final run in without traffic. It was really difficult. I had to let, I think, 3 or 4 guys pass me and still heating up the tires. So we tried to, of course, make our way into Q2. We need P16 for that, which is trickier in Myteam than in any other mode. No, in P15, sorry. P16 is already eliminated. I mean, there are more cars, so it's also easier to get eliminated and harder to get through. And I'm just gonna take you on board. And actually, I've noticed that with this setup, we are bottoming out quite crazily on the curbs. So I avoided some of them just to make sure we are not losing any unnecessary lap time. I wasn't sure if it was an issue with the car, if it was literally down to the setup. But we just took it a bit easier, and you could see also throughout the race we were staying away from all these curbs. Also, guys, if you enjoy this series, I mean, it's the second episode or the first proper one, make sure to hit the like button so we get this one trending maybe one day. It really supports my channel, it gets it out there, the algorithm likes the thumbs up. And also, if you want to see more, make sure to smash the subscribe button so you're not gonna miss out on any future content. I would really appreciate that. Now we are heading into the 3rd sector. We are actually improving by 3 tenths. We are at the moment in P22. And it wasn't a perfect lap by all means. You can see here, also we're staying away from that curb. We're not fully sending it over the curb. We're just braking on it, but not putting the middle of the car on it. And I'm not sure if it's enough. You can see Latifi with 28.9 and no, it wasn't. I was also not happy with that. It's P22 in our first ever outing in Formula 1 with the Myteam MK Racing. Unlucky. Second last, and we were close to Lundgaard, our teammate. But it is what it is.
This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship.
And here we are. For the formation lap, for the first time, we're starting on the alternative strategy, and I'm gonna skip, of course, to the end. We just made sure we get them in the right window. I also turned off the assist that you hear the beeping when you get closer. We only managed to get a green grid slot, but it was decent. And also, our start was unbelievable. You will see that in a second. We just managed the right RPM. We barely get any wheel spin. We are on the hard compounds, I want to remind you. And we get a better start than all the AI, and we know how strong the AI is in 110. They have even the better compound. Now we are sending it down the inside. We are making big progress, of course, all the time in Bahrain. You can take opportunity of the AI making those kind of maneuvers into turn 1, leaving too much space. It's maybe not the most realistic, but we want to make sure we score points, we get the development points that we need. And so we are already up into P13, passing Pierre Gasly up the inside, and now also making profit of what Tsunoda did there. He's still on our outside. We get boxed in from Magnussen, but we get past, and now Magnussen and Norris are right ahead of us. So we are also squeezing our way through past Kevin Magnussen. It's lap 1 of 29, and we are 1 position behind the first point scoring position. So we were in a good window. We had a good opportunity here. but obviously it's not as easy as it seems, because we are in a slow car. The setup is not perfect. It was probably a better base than normal setup. You can see we're getting attacked from K-Mac, but he cannot hold ground with us. We have the better line, and now he's attacking at the end of lap 1 into turn 1. We're sending him again, outbraking ourselves, but we managed to still stay alongside. He's a bit further ahead, but we use our overtake buttons, stay alongside still, squeeze him a bit to optimize our line and compromise his own line. And with that we managed to stay ahead for the beginning of lap 2. But in sector 2 he was not having any of that. He's trying to go around the outside this time into this corner. It did work out. At the beginning of lap 3 he's trying the inside this time, not the outside. We are braking later, we can carry more momentum, with that we're staying ahead. But of course now K-Mac also has the DRS, so we need to make sure we are defending in a smart way. You can see his rear wing is wide open, and we are braking as hard as we can, carrying momentum with the inside line into turn 4. Staying ahead, but K-Mac is trying the inside. We squeeze him a little bit, no contact, and he thinks better of going down the inside there. And you can see there's a big gap already forming. It's 6 seconds, and we tried to get the DRS. I messed up, and it was super close, and you can hear me even saying, oh, that was close in German. Hamilton is already pitting. I think there must have been some damage, and with that we are actually moving into P10, and we are in a point scoring position. Tsunoda made his way passing Pierre Gasly as well of K-Mac, and now we are under threat from the Alpha Tauri team. And it's so difficult. We are literally just fighting and holding on to this position with our life. We're not trying to ruin the race, but we're trying to make it as hard as possible. Look at our battery. We're spamming everything, just making sure we can get a run down either the inside or the outside for turn 1, and getting a good run up to turn 4 with the DRS, staying maybe alongside and squeezing them a little bit. But we actually at the moment, it wasn't on purpose. Ooh! And it's already a 10-second gap to Lando Norris. So you can see those hard compounds are not really working that well. In the next lap, also on the curb here, because I told you bottoming out, and the reason why I stayed away from most of these curbs, here I took it, but look at the outside curb. Now listen and see the delta. We get massive wheel spin, a massive time loss. So this is how it looks like if you bottom out and go full Tony Hawk mode on the curbs in this game. So that's why I stayed away from them. I guess it was just a setup error. Maybe 4-4 right height would have been better, but this one was clearly not it. Maybe you just can't attack the curbs in Bahrain anymore. I'm not 100% sure. But we have an entire fight going on. It's lap 9 of 29. Like, this race is so intense. But actually the gap to Lando Norris is not extending as much anymore. So I think at this point the hearts are actually slowly turning into a better race compound. We're actually improving in lap 10. Daniel Ricciardo is behind us now. Wait, was he always behind? I didn't pay attention, sorry. We are still trying to squeeze Yuki Tsunoda there, and it works out. It's literally just a kind of ping pong game that we are doing here, trying to always stay ahead. But sometimes Yuki is, of course, smart enough to still try something into turn 4. Still doesn't work out. We're doing a great job here with the tools that we have, and this time I was actually thinking, okay, let's try the inside, maybe it's better, but actually this was the worst line. Usually it's just going for the outside, even if it looks the same every single time. Look at our delta, we lost 2 tenths by simply fighting too much. Now Pierre Gasly, he stayed behind, I don't know why. He could have moved to the left when we covered the inside, which he did in the end. And with that, it was a bit easier for us to defend, otherwise we would have been in trouble. Now look at the delta, that is insane. I really like the feature that we have the delta this year in the race. Gives you so much more info. Bottas also pitting, we are moving up into P9, and Gasly is thinking again about it. Made a late move and blocked him a little bit. Think we still got the DRS, I'm not entirely sure.
DRS on?
Lovely,
Nice.
lovely stuff. So we are doing a great job. It's lap 13 of 29, and slowly all the medium runners are gonna pit. And we are in trouble with that. Of course, they will have also hard compounds, and they need to heat them up first of all, but at the same time, think about it. We are in a slow car, they will definitely undercut us. So Gasly is pitting, and a lot of others too. We're moving up into P6, the leaders. You think, oh, Marcel, you're actually not that far off. No, these guys already pitted. The Red Bulls and those guys, they already did their pit stop, and they are so far clear of us. It's insane. We are in trouble here. And Ocon and Hamilton, they are catching up. They are still staying out. And Ocon pits at the end of this lap, so no threat for us. But Hamilton is now coming in. We are thinking, okay, let him pass, use the DRS. Russell is also leaving the pits, and Russell is our reference now to see how good our pace is, because he's on fresh mediums. And we are taking that as an, on fresh hards, and we are taking this as an opportunity to see how much longer can we stay out without like losing too much ground on the guys that are pitting for mediums. Because of course I want to, like my beginning theory was going for softs in the end. But I slowly realized the longer I stay out, the bigger the undercut will be. My car is just not quick enough, so you could see, okay, we set the fastest lap here. I'm not sure if I think this lap I'm gonna take the onboard because it will be my fastest lap. I'm not entirely sure. No, not yet. Fast lap will be on the mediums, of course. But now you can see we are letting Russell pass, and we are staying on board for this lap because I want to show you how difficult it is to stay with him. I was hoping I could stay longer. We actually made sure we could still stick with him until the second DRS zone, but after that he was just gone. Like it was impossible. And then I decided, alright, you can see also in the dirty air with the old tires, it was a bit more difficult for traction here. Schumacher was also catching behind us. But I mean, considering what car we are driving, it wasn't too bad. The Mercedes is not that slow in the game. We are kind of holding on with our 18 lap old tires plus the formation lap to a George Russell with a faster car and probably a better setup. Yeah, that is actually pretty decent. And I mean, he's pulling away, but there's a performance gap definitely between us and the Mercedes. So this is not too bad considering the tire life. Actually quite promising signs. We can see on the minimap the other cars. Also, now we are making our way into the pit stops, and look at this, I got really confused. I actually wanted to reset because look, when we pressed it was good, but I realized in my team you need to upgrade your pit stops first to get, I think, the optimal pit stops, like as a possibility. Yeah, that is the reason. We had a 2.9 pit stop, we're going for the mediums. I went a little bit earlier just so we don't get properly undercut. I was really excited. Look at the minimap. We are actually coming out ahead of Hamilton, Gasly and Alonso, but now look at the lockup.
Oh dear.
I completely underestimated how tricky it will be to drive on those cold tires. If we would have managed to stay ahead of Hamilton, we might have been able to defend, but because of the cold tires we were losing so much time. They are frozen. You can really not make any turns. It's so difficult. Look at this. I'm literally ice skating.
Oh my god, kein grip.
And Hamilton is already gone. Gasly is slowly pulling away, and we need another lap to heat up these tires. It's just painful. It's proper painful. We need this full outlap to at least get some decent grip, and we don't even get the DRS anymore. We have Ocon right behind us. He's really eager to get a move on us. He's within a 10th and then trying to make a move around the outside, braking on the curb. I was checking where is he, and he lost big time, which helped us out a lot. This made sure that we at least had some space from behind. We didn't have to fight too hard. But now Gasly is 1.6 ahead. The tires are slowly getting up to temperature. But this temperature is still not perfect and not optimal to get the grip. You can see he's still pulling away. I think it's 1.8 at the moment. And we have to fight 1.9 seconds. And we are pushing with our ERS. We are limited though. We don't have a full battery. We have 50%. This is not enough to fully push. And Hamilton is so far gone. We of course wanted that point position. And at the beginning of the lap we were ahead of him. One lockup and it was all gone. I don't know. Unbelievable. Like, this strategy stuff is gonna take some time to really settle in, and I think this year is the fastest lap of the race for me. Now the tires are slowly getting up to temperature, and we are also using our ERS. Well, it's not the fastest lap because in the final lap I was actually just spamming ERS all the time, and we got a bit faster lap, but this is like in clean air with good tires, the best lap, so we're gonna see how much pace we're gaining on Pierre Gasly and Ocon, just so you can see fresh mediums. We were actually competitive right now with the AlphaTauri, with the Alpine, and I would even say fairly competitive compared to Lewis Hamilton. I mean, we were holding the gap. Let's just say that. It's not incredible, but it is something. Little mistake on my side here. Cost us around a 10.42. You can see tires are also up to temperature. But yeah, all went downhill. It all went downhill. I cannot believe it. If I would have went for the softs, I wonder if they would have lasted until the end, and if we would have had them like less of a risk for a lockup and maybe immediate grip in some way, or better grip, or earlier grip, and we could have maybe scored a position or a point. It's so frustrating, because I guess old softs would have still been better than old hards at the end of the race, or more or less same grip level. Really frustrating. I should have maybe went for the gamble, but right now we are in this situation and we are setting a 131.379. Come. I will just show you right now like our lap times, how they are dropping, how they are holding on, the gap to Gasly. And there's a gap forming, like we cannot hold on to them because we don't have the ERS. It's just not possible. And it's really frustrating because I knew the points were there, and it was just a really boring part of the race.
Irgendwie noch Glück.
28 of
Irgendwas.
29.
Please.
And I was hoping for some luck. There was also nearly a safety car because Lance Stroll crashed out or DNF'd, and it could have happened, would have helped us a lot, but didn't happen. There you can see our fastest lap. We have 30% of tire wear, and our first race ends in P12. It's actually not bad. I've been saying that.
Ist schon okay.
I'm quite satisfied with that.
Erstes Rennen
race, not
kann man
optimal setup. We
akzeptieren,
couldn't
neuen
take the
Team.
curbs as we wanted, and yeah, the car is not where it should be in terms of like where we put it. So this is quite decent, quite optimistic in my opinion. We can look forward to the next few races, and yeah, Charles Leclerc is the winner of the Bahrain GP with his teammate MP2 and Checo Perez in P3, then Max Verstappen, and we are without any points at the bottom. It is what it is, but I hope you've enjoyed this first episode, and if you want to see more, you know what to do. I really appreciate all of your support, and I hope you're all excited for this Myteam career mode, which I will showcase on both my German and English channel with these voiceovers. Alright, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care everyone, have a lovely day. You're Marcel, peace.